are Kimmy and James, and this is our boat, Out Out. This is the first boat we've owned together and our first ever sea-going vessel. We are learning as we go and documenting as much as we can. So please join us aboard as we explore the UK's waters aboard our beautiful little sea line, Out Out.
Morning of the big trip from Lowestoft all the way down to the Hamble on the Solent. As you can see, the wind is howling in at the Royal Norfolk and Suffolk Yacht Club, and we were actually debating whether the trip was actually going to be possible. Stick with me for this journey and you'll see how we got on. And this is my boat, Out Out. She is a Sea Line 330 Statesman. While we've had Out Out on the Norfolk Broads, we've had a great year exploring all of the Broads and all of the rivers here, but we're ready for the next challenge. And the reason we bought this boat, it was an upgrade from a Fairline 29 Mirage. We upgraded to this boat in order to do more sea work, and we're better to do that, but on the Solent, and exploring all of the wonderful opportunities down there. While the boat's been in Norfolk, we've upgraded all of the equipment inside, so all new Navionics equipment. She's been fully reupholstered inside. We've had new hoods. As you can see on the footage now, new bow cushions as well, and she is all ready for her new life on the south coast. We're now making our way out of Lowestoft Harbour. As you can see, the wind is still pretty strong. We were just going to pop out and see what the actual weather is like out there to decide whether we can continue with the journey. We've made the decision to carry on. It's pretty rough out there, but the boat can more than handle it. Our speed's been reduced all the way down to about 6 to 7 knots. We were planning to do the trip in a day, but at this speed, it's going to be taking at least 2 days. So we're just going to have to see how the weather improves or deteriorates as we go along. No luck so far. I hope you can appreciate how big these waves are. Look at this one coming in now. I've got to say, on our little boat, it's pretty daunting having a 2 to 3 metre wave coming down on you. We're still hopeful that the weather is going to get better. We're going to be trying to go to Ramsgate to fill up with fuel, and then potentially Eastbourne, or we may push on all the way through, but we've still got the Thames to consider first. So the weather's slightly getting better. We've been able to pick the speed up to nearer 10 knots. Oh, I've lost my vision. There we go, back in the room. It's definitely calming down and getting a little bit better, but there's still one hell of a chop out here. And considering that I'm relatively new to this, it's all still very, very exciting. We're now 4.5 hours in, and as you can see, the weather has improved considerably. Still quite a swell out here, but no breaking waves anymore and no steep waves to be fighting against. Well, that didn't last long. As you can see, it's chopped up again. Sorry about the quality of my camera work, but I'm trying to focus in on the pilot boat. We're just about to go in and top up with fuel. The town that you can see is Ramsgate, but as I said, I was more interested in watching the pilot boat battling through these seas. Finally it's calm, and we've managed to get around to Dover. As you can see, the sea state is a lot better, and we've got the boat up on the plain at last. So we're all filled up with fuel from Ramsgate, and we've got enough fuel actually to do the entire journey down to the Hamble. There's a ferry going in behind us, and it's actually quite nice to see some other ships out there, as it's been remarkably quiet all the way here. As you can hear from most of the video so far, that Kimmy isn't on this trip. She didn't fancy the journey. She's much more sit on the fly bridge with a gin and tonic kind of a girl. The sun is setting, so I think we might go to Eastbourne. None of us really fancy this long trip, as I said, to continue all the way through into the early morning. Paul, that's come along with the trip for me, is an amazing RYA trainer and has been the Lowestoft RNLI lifeboat for the last sort of 35 to 40 years. So I'm in very safe hands for this trip. We've just passed Dungeness Power Station and a lovely romantic evening cruise with Paul to see some power stations. Eastbourne, here we are at last. We came in at low tide, so there's a lot of mud. It's a well-marked channel. There are 2 lights there which are for each of the locks, so we were directed to go through the portside lock to get into Sovereign Marina. It's a pretty deep lock, but the lock keepers were brilliant and very helpful. Good morning from Eastbourne. Pretty frosty day as you can see, but the weather has calmed down a lot, thank God. I didn't fancy another day like we had yesterday. So early morning start with the fishermen leaving Eastbourne, but a beautiful sunrise to start the day. So we've got to manoeuvre the boat so we can get back out and through the lock. So we're leaving at low tide again. But as you can see, it's a well-marked channel. And we're up with the larks and out with the fishermen for day 2 of our trip. The infamous Beachy Head looked rather beautiful at 6:30 in the morning, and the sea state is much better, so I'm sure we're going to make really good progress. This is Beachy Head Lighthouse, just below the cliffs. I thought I'd pop up onto the flybridge and take advantage of the morning sun, while Paul is downstairs helping me skipper the boat. As you've seen, I've let him do a lot of the driving on a long passage like this. When you've got an expert, you may as well use them. I've been shocked on this trip by the size and sheer number of wind farms. That little tower in the middle is where all of the wind turbines go to, and then there's one main cable that comes from that tower all the way back to the land. Years ago they did put each individual wind turbine had its own cable back to the land. Well, did you see that? That was our first dolphin of the trip, and hopefully on the south coast there will be many more of those that we'll be able to see. Another pleasure boater. We've seen hardly any pleasure boats or sailing boats throughout this entire trip. It's all been commercial traffic so far going through the English Channel. We are in the Solent. So that land that you can see ahead of us is the Isle of Wight. So the traffic is picking up considerably here. Still a bit of chop, but we've made great progress and we're chuffed to bits to be here. Isle of Wight ferry, and there is the Spinnaker Tower at Portsmouth. And here we are entering the Hamble. It's been one hell of a trip and something that I think I will always remember. I haven't got much footage of going into the Hamble as it was our first time arriving here, and it was pretty exciting. Please do like and subscribe. We're going to be posting loads more videos while we're learning and exploring the Solent. But I'd be delighted to hear what other people have thought, if they've done any trips similar. So please do comment, like and subscribe to let me know how you get on. We will be uploading many more videos, so I look forward to sharing this journey with you. Thank you so much for watching.